Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Listen, there are a couple of thank yous I've got to say. First of all, it's good. It's good to be back in the Midwest. I am glad to see everybody here in Evansville. I want to thank, I love you back. I want to thank John Mellencamp and his wonderful wife, Elaine, for taking the time to be here today, driving up from Bloomington. Give them a big round of applause. And I want to thank your wonderful mayor, Jonathan Weinzapple, and his lovely wife, Patricia, who have been just so gracious to both Michelle and myself. I have repeatedly said upon first meeting the mayor that this guy's going somewhere. And mainly because, like me, he married up. And his wife is such an asset. But I'm so grateful for his support. It means so much, and Evansville obviously is going to be so important to this upcoming election. You know, I want to thank all of you who are here tonight, but I want to start tonight by congratulating Senator Clinton on her victory this evening, and I want to thank she ran a terrific race. And I want to thank the hundreds of thousands of Pennsylvanians who stood with our campaign today. You know, there were a lot of folks who didn't think we could make this a race when it started. They thought we were going to be blown out. But we worked hard, and we traveled across the state to big cities and small towns, to factories and VFW halls. And now, 6 weeks later, we closed the gap. We rallied people of every age and race and background to the cause. And whether they were inspired for the first time or for the first time in a long time, we registered a record number of voters. And it is those new voters who will lead our party to victory in November. These Americans cast their ballots for the same reason you came here tonight. For the same reason that millions of Americans have gone door to door and given whatever small amounts they can to this campaign. For the same reason that we began this journey, just a few hundred miles from this spot on a cold February morning in Springfield. Because we believe that the challenges we face are bigger than the smallness of our politics. And we know that this election is our chance to change it. I also know the real change has never been easy, and it won't be easy this time either. The status quo in Washington will fight. They will fight harder than ever to divide us and distract us with ads and attacks from now until November. But don't ever forget that you have the power to change this country. You can make this election about how we're going to help. You can make this election about how we're going to help those workers in Logansport, how we're going to retrain them and educate them and make our workforce competitive in a global economy. You can make this election about how we're going to make health care affordable for that family in North Carolina, how we're going to help those families sitting around the kitchen table tonight pay their bills and stay in their homes. You can make this election about how we plan to leave our children, all our children, a planet that's safer, and a world that still sees America the same way my father saw it from across the ocean, as a beacon of all that is good and all that is possible for all of mankind. Now is our turn to follow in the footsteps of all those generations who sacrificed and struggled and faced down the greatest odds to perfect our improbable union. And if we're willing to do what they did, if we're willing to shed our cynicism and our doubts and our fears, if we're willing to believe in what's possible again, then I believe we won't just win this primary election. We won't just win here in Indiana. We won't just win this election in November. We will change this country. We will change the world. We will keep this country's promise alive in the 21st century. That's our task. That's our job. Let's get to work. Thank you. May God bless you. And God bless the United States of America.